Yeah, I did. Okay, so let's start into this. So I want you to think about the last time you attended a play. So not watching Hamilton on Disney Plus, but actually went to a play. And you probably saw that there was some costumes, there were props, there were all sorts of things that helped the play. And I want you to think about what those costumes and those props, what did they actually do for the play? If you really think about it, they're not required, but they're definitely useful because props are going to make the play more believable. They're going to help the audience get into the mindset for the play, and they're going to help the audience really understand what's going on in the play. So even though they are not the main focus, they really do help the play. And so what I'm going to teach you today is actually going to be writing an effective email and meeting with your teacher so that it's going to act like a prop. It's going to help your teacher. It's going to give you credibility. It's going to do all those things that props do. It's going to give you credibility. It's going to get the teacher in the right mindset for meeting with you. And it's going to increase the teacher or the school's understanding of what you're trying to get across. So, does that sound good? I think it does. Let me know if you're here. Let me know if that sounds good. So let's break down what to put in this really important email that is not the focus, but it is going to do a lot for you. So we want to remember a couple things before we even start writing this email. Number one, stay positive. You really want to focus on the positive. You want to start off on the right foot. You want your teacher to know that you are excited for them and that you are there to help them and they will help you as well. Because I'm sure you've heard the saying, it's easier to get flies with sugar than vinegar, or honey than vinegar, right? This is exactly what you want to do. You want to be positive, kind, and helpful. So that's one thing to remember. Number two, this one's probably the hardest. Keep it short. Short. Teachers are so busy. They're struggling to keep up with everything, and this year more than ever. So as short and sweet and the most important information. But that might be hard. I know that sometimes as food allergy parents, we want to pack everything in and we want to talk about all the reasons why this is important. But please hold back in this email, because what's going to happen is you're going to overwhelm them right away. Those teachers, they are going to either kind of just skim through it and say, yeah, okay, we'll meet about that. And they're just really not going to pay attention. And what we want is for them to pay attention to food allergies. So we need to put the most important information in this email and keep it short. Okay, so what is that information? So let's dive into that a little bit more. So paragraph 1 that I always write is talk about your child's allergies in just really simply in no medical terms, but get it across. Now, in the past, I've called this a diagnosis statement, and it's something that I kind of almost memorize so that it's easy to understand and explain to people. So basically, you want to say what the allergies are and that they can't eat the allergen, they can't have foods with the allergen in it, or they can't have traces of the allergen. You want to mention everyday foods that might include the allergen that they might be surprised about. So sometimes if, let's say, you have a milk allergy, well, that can be found in lots of everyday things, like even in muffins, and people may not even realize it, or butter. Sometimes they don't really realize that. So you want to just put some everyday foods that they can't have that may have the allergen, and keep this to 3 or 4 sentences maximum. The shorter the better, so that teachers read it and they can understand it. Okay, so next paragraph, that was paragraph 1. Next paragraph, we want to explain food allergies in a way that it's important to them. So that seems harder said than done. But one stat I like to mention is, because basically what we want to do is we want to put ourselves in their shoes. What are they thinking? What are they feeling? How can we get them to relate to this? We want to get their attention, so we need to relate it to them. Okay, so like I was going to say, the stat that I like to share, EpiPen did a research study a while back that said that 48% of anaphylactic reactions occur in the classroom, 20% in the cafeteria, 10% on the playground. So that means basically, if you look at those stats, that means that the teacher is more than likely going to be the person who will be with that child when that happens. So when I talk about that stat in general, I let them know that they are going to be the ones. And I know that using the stats, if you frame it in this way, teachers care for their kids. They do not want something to happen, and they want to be prepared. And so if they know that this is the stat and they kind of get that eye-opening realization that, wow, I'm going to be the one probably that could be with that child, so I need to know what I'm doing. So that's how I like to kind of relate it to them, keep them, help them to know that you want to help them feel confident if it does happen. So keep the paragraph 2 to 3 sentences. If you want a link to that study, let me know in the comments. I can find that for you. But that is a really great stat that I use and I find works really well. Okay, so next, you want to have one more sentence that links to an outside source that talks about how important it is for parents and teachers and schools to meet about food allergies. So you will need one quick sentence with a link to an article that comes from a credible source. You can find these on my website. You can find them around the internet. You should be able to find it pretty easily. But that is going to give you credibility, and it's going to help the teacher to see, okay, yeah, this is important. I think we need to prioritize it. Just one sentence. We don't want to make it too long. And the last thing you want to do in that email is talk about times that work for both of you to meet. And you can do this a number of ways. You can make it really easy for them, and you can put down 2 times that might work for you so that they just can pick between the 2 times. Or what I like to do is add at the end, just say, if these don't work, I'm happy to work within your schedule. Let me know a couple of options and I can make it work. So just to give them, giving them sometimes really helps because it just takes that whole burden away. But sometimes you want them to know that you're flexible to work with them as well. So it's important to kind of add that at the end. Okay, so that is it. That is how you get your teacher's attention to start. And it gets the stage set. It helps them to know that it helps them to be in the right mindset to meet with you about food allergies. Now, keep it short, keep it positive, but once you're done that email, you still have step 2, and this is prepping for your meeting. So this is the meeting is a time to go into more details about specific classroom protocols, school protocols, all those kinds of things. But remember what I talked about in the email. Keep it short and positive. Make sure you're giving them the most useful information and not bombarding them with binders and binders of resources, because honestly, they're going to glaze over. They're not going to have the time or the mind space to actually read about that now. So your chance is that meeting. So keep their thoughts and their needs in mind. Offer lots and lots of support. Help. You want to become a team. You want to have communication open, positive, and you can do it. It can be done, definitely. So if it seems overwhelming though, if you're wondering what to put in that teacher meeting, I definitely have something to help. I've created a meeting template that you can use at your meeting that has all that important information. It has some important resources, and it's got the shortest, most positive way possible.